As you see, I write on my stuff. The things you read, write on. Talk to it. Hold it for a while. Quit throwing it away as soon as you get it. In your house, there's a lot of pressure not to be junky. You'd rather be dead than junky. You'll be dead because you won't read and study, and you don't study because you don't store it. How can you study unless you store it? So because you have pressure to be neat and cool and clean and look like ultra sheen, you throw away the information and fight the dust busters. I suggest your houses need to get slightly more junky.
That's right.
As you start taping on the wall the information so you can study it, sleep it, dream it, wish it. Pray for the right that you're given the axe the night we have to slay Goliath's head. Pray you get a slash.
That's right.
Your children are going to ask you, Mama, Daddy, where were you when the liberation came down? Were you in on the victory?
That's right.
Have something to tell your children.
Check. 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 Check.
Page 38 of the history book. In the building of the organizational plan. See, what was the niggas thinking about? That's what was the niggas thinking? Because you gonna sit up in 1904, just got your ass whipped in Reconstruction, just had Africa divided up before your very eyes, colonialized up the butt, just after the fake emancipation, Civil War, slavery, some still in slavery. You can't pee in a white toilet, you can't eat in a white restaurant. This is fucking 54 years before Rosa Parks. You understand what period we in?
Right.
We talking about you got to lean way over to go Greek.
That's right.
There ain't even no radio or TV yet, so somebody had to tell you about them. You couldn't even read about them. You couldn't see nothing about them or hear nothing about them. There was no TV and no radio in 1904. So when you talking about you gonna set yourself up like tenants of Skull and Bones at Yale, you better believe somebody in around this Boule, and we checking on this history of Minton, may have been a Skull and Bones at Yale his damn self.
Right. Passing. Passing for what?
Passing for what? In the building of the organization plan, reliance was placed upon Greek history and tradition. See, a nigga tell you. Say, ask them niggas in that. I say, now look. Hey, in the fraternity and sorority thing, hey, y'all really Greek or y'all like African on the slide? They say, no, brother, it's really African.
The white Chevrolet blocking cars that can't get out.
Is that you, brother? Check. Okay, we straight. Thank you, sister. And so, this is the first of the Greek thing. This is the granddaddy of the Greek thing. Here it is that we see that they placed how much on the organizational plan. Reliance was placed on Greek history. So when you confront them, they're going to swear it ain't a Greek thing. And you're going to tell them, say, well, I seen your thing, and I know your thing is Greek from the jump. And no subordinate Boule, Archon, can ever deviate from the structure and the guidelines laid down by people in the organization higher than them. Never does a private disrupt the sergeant, who does not fuck with the lieutenant, who does not contradict the general, who does not talk back to the major, and how many stars a general you are, don't talk against the president.
Yeah, homeboy got it.
So when you're in a hierarchy, you are controlled from the top down. The bottom could be honest people, but they must do what the top tell them. That's the deal. So if you're in the army, you know it's someone over you. Even if you Colin Powell. Colin? I'm holding my colon.
Colin Powell.
Chat. Come on, brother. Come on. Okay. Oh, you know what, brother? Anyway, I'll take that. I'm gonna need some of your water. Okay. Let me see if I can tighten that up a little bit. Okay. The reasons for this action are not difficult to discover, for it was well known that the study of Greek civilization was basic to an acquaintance with Western civilization. Which means, what do that say?
They had to get with Whitey.
Say, we better learn Whitey if we gonna get with Whitey. Check?
Check.
And all who came after them is Whitey on the slide. Somebody get mad and throw their rings back and shit and reveal all the secrets. But you have been told that the other members will beat you if you do. And I tell you now, if one of you break away from them funky fake Greek organizations and someone even threatens you, please tell me. We will show them the law.
That's right.
The law.
That's right.
This ain't Constitution. This is the law. Acquaintance with Western civilization. Although Greek culture had relations with the culture of the Orient, hold it now. Seemed like they skipped over somebody. Let me go back. You see, this might not just be an affirmation of Greek, but this is a denial of Africa. This is more than just, I'm for this. This is, I must not even recognize any other. Thou shalt worship no idols before the Greek. Right. And then go jump over to the Orient. Ain't that some shit? Look at this shit.
There it is.
There it is. Let me go back. The reasons for this action are not difficult to discover, for it is known that the study of Greek civilization was basic to an acquaintance with Western civilization, although Greek culture had relations with the culture of the Orient. Moreover, the Greeks were successful in their creation of free institutions. God damn it. Brother Ashwa Kwesi, were the Greeks successful in building free institutions? In fact, in the story on Colonialism is Back and Not a Moment Too Soon, they bragged that the Greeks were the first colonialist. The first colonialist. Moreover, the Greeks were successful in their creation of free institutions and of organized city-states. Those were colonial states. They organized colonies. They forced people to serve them. They turned it over to the Roman. Reference was made repeatedly by Dr. Jackson and his 5 associates. There were 6 members in the starting of the Boule. 6 members in the starting of the... Isn't that strange they took such a number?
Number of men.
Couldn't have found us another one. It was in this, let's see, Dr. Jackson and his 5 associates to the heroic and early age of Greece. It was this period that the concept of the Boule was formed. This was the council of chiefs, the leading noblemen of the heads of families. The Boule of Homeric times was a body of princes who were advisory to the king. So when we asked them who's the king, they said, well, where'd you get that from? In Salome's time, the Athenian Boule was a senate of elected men who numbered 400, 100 from each of the 4 Ionic tribes. They prepared bills for the action of the popular ecclesia. Their number was later increased to 500, chosen by lot, and again was reduced to 300. The name has persisted in Grecian history. In modern times, the lower house of the Parliament of Greece, a body of 250, was known as the Boule. In modern times, the what house?
Lower house.
Lower.
What does that mean by definition?
There's somebody on top.
That there's somebody on the 2nd floor, these niggas on the 1st floor. That means that when we talk about that they take the position of being a Grecian sphinx, we understand they're blocking for another person who got the ball. And that's the mystery to the Boule as to why they will never own up who really has it, because they think if you don't know who got the ball, you won't know what to tackle. So their goal is to knock you down and assure that their white man can score touchdowns. In England, House of Lords, House of Commons, the Senate, the Congress, the owner of the plantation, the overseer. Understand this. Understand. Imagine you're on a plantation and there's a guy on a horse with a whip making sure you're working.
White House.
And never thinking about who's in the house and never seeking to overthrow what they know was illegal.